Let's talk about Mystery Babylon the Great in Revelation 17 and 18. I've had some comments on this and I've made some other videos, but I want you to understand that Revelation is to be understood from a spiritual perspective, and it's also to be interpreted from other passages in the Bible. Now, when we use the Bible to interpret the book of Revelation, who else has that golden cup in her hand full of the blood of the prophets and the saints? It is said over and over, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killeth the prophets. It said it's impossible for a prophet to die outside of Jerusalem. These things are repeated in the New Testament. Jerusalem killed their own prophets and eventually the Son. This is something that is very clear in the Bible. I also want you to look throughout the Old Testament as a whole at who is called a harlot over and over and over again because of the spiritual adultery of worshiping other gods. None other than apostate Jerusalem. I want to reiterate, this has nothing to do in the modern sense with Jerusalem or anything in the physical or literal. This is all spiritual in its understanding and in its prophetic significance. So, read Ezekiel 16, where it talks about how Jerusalem was adorned in all of those same items that you see over with Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots and abominations of the earth. Look at those different things that they're adorned with, and you can actually compare that all the way back to the tabernacle. So you will see the purple, the scarlet, the silver, the fine linen, these things that are identified with apostate Jerusalem. Just as an example, read the second half of Ezekiel 16 also, where it talks nothing about her fornications, her abominations, her harlotry, her adultery. It talks about it so much in the Old Testament that Jerusalem worshiped other gods and committed spiritual adultery. Who else, according to the Bible, could this harlot be? We could grab straws and try to pick some futuristic doctrine, some literal interpretation, but if you stick to what the Bible says, nobody else identifies as clearly as Mystery Babylon, as spiritual apostate Jerusalem. Study it out. People can say what they want. I've been criticized. People say that I need to study more. I have studied Revelation my whole life, have got a library of books. That doesn't necessarily give you the truth. I'll be the first to say that. There's many people that have studied their whole life as I have and have not come to the truth. But if you look at this as the revelation of Jesus Christ, as the spiritual unveiling of his accomplishments and what he came to do, you will have a correct perspective on this book. And then, if you will use the Bible to interpret the Bible, use the Bible to interpret the book of Revelation, understand it in its context, you will have a clear understanding of this book, and it will alleviate the fear. And that's what we're here to do also, is alleviate the fear that the end times is near. That is not the case. I believed that for many years, but that is not the case. The truth is it is about the spiritual accomplishments of Jesus Christ. These things are all spiritual and symbolic in nature. And you can't have it both ways. You can't, again, have the seven-head, ten-horn beast to be symbolic and then have the New Jerusalem to be some literal place that's going to happen in the future. It is all symbolic. I will have the book out very soon that will go into these details, go into these scriptures, explain so many different things, whether it's the seals, the trumpets, the vials, the mark of the beast, Mystery Babylon, the New Jerusalem, the scroll, Jesus in Revelation 5, 6. It's going to go through so many different things. Yes, it is a little bit deep for a general audience, but if you're looking to increase your knowledge, this would be definitely the way to go. And I encourage you to consider following the channel for more. God bless.